Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, we have had a lot of argument as far as the case filed in the High Court challenging the issue of impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua is concerned. Remember, we had close to, is it 6 or 26 cases? They were all consolidated together. Then CJ Martha Koome asked to form a bench to listen to this case. So the judges who are listening to this case are supposed to make a decision as far as if they will excuse themselves from this case or if they will continue with that move. But then what you'll know is that petitioner Peter Kamodo, David Madenge, Grace Mwangi, Clement Muriuki, and Edwin Karuki moved to court to block Deputy President nominee Kithure Kindiki from assuming office. Now, after they had moved to the court, now another issue here that we have to look into. Ruto, through his lawyer, Adrian Kamodo, he went on to file a petition in High Court requesting the High Court to drop Gachagua's impeachment case, which he argued it should be handled by the Supreme Court. This was after these guys have filed this case. Now it is being handled in the High Court. A challenge now comes in. It is now Ruto through his lawyer. And this is what they were able to say. I want to quote this. The petition herein filed in this honorable court is clear disregard of the law, is misuse of the due process of court, hence cannot be counted and determined by this honorable court. Now, their position is that all these cases that have been consolidated should be taken to the Supreme Court, but not High Court. So according to Ruto, under the Constitution of Kenya 2010, civil proceedings cannot be instigated in any court against a president or a person performing the duties and function of the office of the president during their tenure in office. Hiyo haiwezi sikiza huko chini, and here is what they're saying. The petition, am I right? Yes. The petition as drawn and filed contravene Article 140 as read together with Article 148 and 149 of the Constitution, which provisions vest the Supreme Court with the mandate to determine dispute emanating from a presidential election process. That is Ruto's lawyer, Adrian Kamodo. That's what he's trying to argue there. So, you look at that, you see, Ruto is saying that if there is any case touching on the office of the president, because you know Gachagua's office is part of the president office. It is presidency. So, I looked at this and I asked myself one question. How did William Ruto find himself in this case? How? Is William Ruto the one that impeached Rigathi Gachagua, or what are we learning from all this? That's the question. But before we go further on this, just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. Subscribers, I say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, there is one question we should be asking ourselves. How did William Ruto's lawyer found his way to the court to argue this? Because the people who have been in question here is the National Assembly and the Senate process of impeachment. Yes, Ruto nominated the name again to the National Assembly. I want to tell you, after not nominating a candidate, he has nothing to do with that. The only person who have a say on that is the National Assembly. So through the National Assembly, Professor Kithure Kindiki was voted in overwhelming to be the deputy president. You look at that. So the question is, who impeached Gachagua and who voted for Kithure Kindiki? So we are seeing someone behind the National Assembly who actually is the real person who impeached Rigathi Gachagua. By the fact that Ruto has a lawyer arguing this case in the court, he is the one who impeached Gachagua, but not members of parliament. Members of parliament seems to be people who are just taking direction from State House. Now, the issue of capture comes in. National Assembly, Senate have been captured by executive. That is why they have the audacity to go to an extent of having their lawyer in the court to argue on a matter where the president has not been mentioned. Because what we are seeing here is a pure conflict of interest. Ruto should have not been involved in this case. His comments and his opinion are likely to shy away as far as the judgment is concerned. It can sway the way. He should keep quiet. But you see, his lawyer is so much active, asking serious questions. Mambo niya. So, it is now to confirm that Ruto ndio amesema Gachagua aende. Sio wabunge. His colors and his face has been exposed by his lawyer, Adrian Kamodo. So the argument is that this case should be handled in the Supreme Court because the presidency is now being involved. I think Ruto wants to speed this matter to be heard once and for all. Because if the case, the addition will be made here, there can be a possibility it can be appealed, right? Ndio ifike kwa Supreme Court, itaendea kwa Court of Appeal. They want to speed this. So that it is now being determined once and for all. By the way, what you should know is that Supreme Court is also a political court. How watu saa zingine they play into politics. They do a lot of considerations. It is more of a political court. Where a political factor sometimes factor in their decision that they normally make. Sasa unaona tunaelekea huko. Whereby wataanza kusema three arms of government. One should not interfere with the other. Okay? Independence of three arms of government. So they will be saying, we have the executive, iko kando, wanafanya kazi yao, appoint. National Assembly, wako hapo, the second arm of government. Then judiciary, third arm. If judiciary, through the Supreme Court, where the president of the third arm of government normally sit, is going to reinstate Gachagua, they will say that the president of the third arm of government is interfering with these two other arms of government. So, Martha Koome will not have any other option but to send Gachagua home together with their bench. Tumefika hapa sasa. Again, there can be a possibility that we have some judges that Ruto might not be comfortable with huku chini, that are listening to this case and might not rule in favor of William Ruto. So the fear of unknown from unfriendly judges or judges that he has not been in contact with makes him to think and believe that this decision should be made just once and for all in the Supreme Court. Remember, this is the first time in our history where a deputy president has been impeached to the end, and now the court has to check on the process of this impeachment and render a final verdict on the same. So, we are also testing this. It is going to set precedency, whereby in case there will be such kind of a similar situation, they are going to refer to the ruling that was made earlier. So this ruling is important. This case also is so much important. It will define when or how other cases will be ruled, because the lawyers will always refer to this case. Judges, when they will make their decision, they will also be referring to this case. So presidency is going to be set. So you look at the hurry in which these guys are moving, it is also to tell Gachagua that they are so much determined to send him home. Hawamutaki kabisa. Mawazo yao, fikira zao is just one. This man must go. They are trying to speed it. You see, when the office has been locked, Harambee Annex, the staff cannot access the office. It's now being manned by security agents. You go to official residence of the deputy president, Karen. Kuna office zingine zimefungwa, some staffs cannot access it. Wengine wametuma kwa compulsory leave. Mambo yameenda mrama wa Gachagua. I don't know your views, but let us put in the comment section to continue with this discussion. Thank you so much, and see you in our next video.